Hi. Due to Twitch's copyright system, the beginning portion of this Pantsless Podcast episode is unfortunately lost to the void. The first 3 minutes of the VOD was muted. But the only thing you need to know is that the guys are talking about Dr. Disrespect being banned from Twitch. So it should be really easy to get quickly accustomed to the episode and quickly get into the flow of the episode. So, please enjoy and thank you for watching.
Why wouldn't you proudly say, hey, we stopped him from doing further bad? Like, why wouldn't you proudly acknowledge what you did? But if you're hiding it,
yeah,
probably not a good reason.
There we go.
Yeah, there's been a lot of speculations, like what could it possibly be? Anything from like legal stuff. Maybe he got into some like legal trouble, but I don't know. It feels kind of far-fetched to me. It has to be something like super petty, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think that it's anything with sexual assault, even though there was this slew of that going on. I feel like if it was that, the person that was assaulted and probably the group that they went to be known, like, that's something they don't want to keep hidden. That's something they want people to know. So it doesn't make sense if it was sexual assault for it to stay hidden like it is.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has come forward saying that something like that would be the case, because it would be only for the best interest for Doc and not the victim.
Yeah, but, I think so too. I think if someone were the one, and maybe not, maybe I could be wrong, but I feel like if someone were the one to take Dr. Disrespect down for something like that, they would probably talk about it. Like I feel like they would, and maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they're the type of person who doesn't want to know that happened to them, and maybe that's what it is they've requested it not be made public. But I feel like the more likely scenario is they would want people to know that they took him down.
Yeah. That's the only thing I could think of.
Well, like Tumalo said, unless there's an actual lawsuit involved, and maybe some kind of NDA involved. But
I think now that I think about it, I think the only reason why he would get in like lawsuit trouble that I can think of is because he had some connections to Activision, didn't he? I think he used to work there or something.
Yeah.
Maybe he abused his previous position into getting something. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see, I guess, at some point in time. I doubt he will address it publicly, though.
I looked it up over the weekend, and then I looked it up again today. And there's not been, like, the article I read today is there has been basically no new information since, like, 2 days after it happened. Like 2 days after, and we got like some stuff from Doc and his wife and stuff, and after that there hasn't been anything. And that was like what we were talking about at last podcast. So it was at minimum 2 weeks ago, and we haven't heard anything new. It's crazy.
Yeah, that was kind of weird that like his girlfriend broke silence first, or his wife broke silence first, right? And then he came out,
saying that she was gonna be with him and whatnot.
Yeah, and then he came. Well, I just remembered, like, did you guys see his last stream?
There was something at the end of it where he just got like super serious, and he was like, he was talking to his viewers, and he was like, "We're gonna make it through this," or something like that. Like the video I watched, they said that he like looked at his phone, and he did. He like looked down, but they think he looked at his phone. And then he said that, and then didn't do his usual bombastic outro.
Yeah, he said "fuck" and then got off.
Yeah, and that's the wife stepping forward and say that she was there to support him. Also makes me think it wasn't a sexual allegation type thing.
Yeah, Nick Mertz said on stream he knows that the ban is 2 months. Didn't they say it's permaban though? Like, isn't that confirmed that it's permaban?
Yeah,
I think it's indefinitely.
No.
I'm not sure if it was. Let's assume we didn't know it was permanent. I don't know that temporary bans get your subs all done and all your emojis removed from the site. I've never been subscribed to someone that was temporarily banned, so I'm not sure how that works. But I remember people like freaking out, that not freaking out, but bringing up like a big deal that his emojis and even all of his subs were getting, people were getting like notifications that their sub was being canceled, and I don't think that's the case with temporary bans.
Huh.
Again, I've not ever been subbed to someone who was banned temporarily, but
Yeah, it feels kind of stupid to like make them do extra work for something that is only temporary. Like,
yeah,
if they're gonna be gone for like 24 hours, why remove all the subs, all the emotes and everything? That just seems kind of weird.
yeah. And you also have to remember that if it's 2 months, I mean, that's a lot of revenue that Twitch would be missing out on if it was only temporary, for them to cancel all those subs. Because, I mean, most people aren't going to unsub from someone who's banned for a month or two. So that's, I mean, $2, give or take, out of every sub that they're losing.
I saw an article, and I can't remember exactly what it said because it was kind of dumb. The way they, not the way they wrote it, but like their point didn't make sense to me. They said that, if I remember correctly, it had something to do with him not moving to Mixer, and then Mixer shutting down, and then like the next day he got banned, like the day Mixer announced that they shut down. And this article was trying to say that like because Mixer shut down, that effectively made Twitch fire Dr. Disrespect. And I have no idea how they like came to that conclusion, but that was their conclusion.
That's a bad one.
Yeah. It had something to do with like, I think they were, I honestly, I don't even fucking remember. I want to say they were saying that like, they were like saving money, or they didn't want to spend the money to retain Dr. Disrespect. So they canceled his contract. That's what it was. They said that they didn't want to pay out his money, so they canceled his contract so that he wouldn't go to. That was the whole thing. Was he was retained so he wouldn't go to Mixer with Ninja and the other one. And then once Mixer's like, "Hey, we're shutting down," they're like, "Oh, we don't need to have this contract anymore." But the thing is, when you cancel a contract like that, you have to pay it out. Like that's usually the thing. Is you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Also, because I think he's tweeted or said in his stream publicly that he will never go to Mixer ever. Like he literally makes fun of the platform.
Yeah,
And that might be because he was in contract.
That could just be money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, I don't think that makes any sense, because why would you go through the, like, if someone is valuable enough to pay them to stay on your site, why would you then like basically ban them from your site the moment it's guaranteed they're never going to leave for free? Like, you never have to pay this guy again to not go to Mixer. Why would you now fire him? That doesn't, that guy's, that's a bad take.
Yeah, they were saying that like whoever wrote it didn't realize that when you, unless I'm assuming unless the contract is written this way, when you cancel a contract, whoever cancels the contract or nulls it, they have to fulfill their end of the contract. That's why, like, they said, oh, well, Ninja and the cheater lucked out the most because, they still got all their money, even though their contract was canceled. So it would be the same thing with Dr. Disrespect. If they gave him a $10 million deal to stay on with 2 years, yeah, Shroud. Then when they cancel the contract, they still got to pay him that $10 million. So it's not like they're saving money; they're losing money.
Right. Yeah.
But
I don't. I don't know.
There hasn't been any news like recent in the past day or so, has there? I haven't checked. I've been like trying to check every 2 days, 2 or 3 days to see if something happens, but I haven't checked in a couple of days.
No, I checked today, and there was an article. I can't remember what website I was even reading on, so I guess take it with a grain of salt. But they said that like they had been trying to keep track of it, and they stretched it out to this big long article, but it boiled down to we've not heard anything since like 2 days after it happened.
Yeah, but
like,
it's the internet. Like once someone actually finds like actual proof that something happened, it's gonna spread like a wildfire.
Yeah, you'll know. I think.
Yeah,
I think
we'll know.
As soon as it happens, that's all people will be talking about for a solid 20 minutes.
All right.
I wish I'm looking forward to finding out more.
Yeah. I'm tired. I got stressed out because I was like, oh, this is going pretty smoothly, and I was like, oh wait, audio's not working. What's going on? And then fucking 25 minutes later, like, what else did we do? Oh, we're done with Shroud, right? We don't, not Shroud.
Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect. They're like the same thing.
Yeah, I mean,
you know,
there's nothing to talk about, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish there was more.
Yeah.
You sent a link in the docket that had like these philosophical tweets.
Yeah, I got that pulled up.
Yeah, and one that actually struck my mind real hard
Check
was
this.
that if tomatoes are
Look,
berries, does that
perfect.
make ketchup a jam? And I thought about that for a while, and I came to the conclusion that it doesn't. It's not jam because it has vinegar, and jams are not known to have vinegar.
If tomatoes are
discussion.
berries, let me think about this. If tomatoes are berries, is tomato a berry? I thought. I guess
I think
they-
tomatoes are technically berries because they
yeah.
hang from a vine.
Yeah, I knew they were technically a fruit, but I didn't know if they were a berry.
See, my counter is that they're not jams. Although I think jam is a good second guess. It's a slushy or whatever.
It's
a fruit mix.
I'm going to propose, because I think we all agree on that one pretty easily that it's not a jam. But
It's not a jam.
here's my question to propose to you. If you add sugar to ketchup, does that kind of become a jam?
Sugar, there's already a ton of sugar in ketchup. I only know that because I was on keto, which is low sugar, low carbs.
Oh yeah.
And you can't have ketchup
You can have
because it has a
mustard.
ton. Yeah, I love mustard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad, but yeah, it already has a ton of sugar in it.
So
It was a smoothie. That
Okay,
was my
so-
argument
so-
that a ketchup is a smoothie.
So the thing that makes jam like jammy is you add a gelatin to it. What if you add gelatin to ketchup? Does that become a jam?
Well, is it still ketchup?
I think it's not gonna be jam because it has vinegar, and vinegar is used for dressings. So it's a berry dressing at best.
I mean, if you add gelatin to it, I don't even think it's ketchup anymore. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's not. It's marmalade.
Marmalade.
All right. Do we just want to kind of go through these?
We can do a
We
few.
don't
of them,
have to do
sure.
all of them. If you don't want to do one, let's be like, nah, that doesn't sound good. Have you ever wondered what your dog would give you as a name? I read that completely backwards, but
I have, but I'm pretty sure he would just call me what the rest of my family calls me because it's so easy and close to his name. And they all call me Jophus, and his name was Cleophas. So I'm pretty sure he would just call me that. Because 9 times out of 10, whenever she yelled, my mom would yell for the dog, I would think she was talking to me. So it's just easy. He wasn't real bright, so I think that's what would happen.
I think my dog would just call me weirdo. Because like I do weird things around the house. We'll just say that. So
Maybe not now, but at some point I need an explanation.
yeah, like so I don't know, like say my girlfriend is just like playing a video game or watching TV or whatever. Like I don't know, I'll just walk all weird for no reason, just to, and she might notice me, she might not, but I just do it just to be like, well, maybe she'll notice and be like, what the fuck was he doing over there? But I know that my dogs and stuff see me do things like that, and you know, I may just be in the bathroom and I'll just like yell really loud or something, like just randomly. Like I just do weird shit for no reason. But I think my dogs would just probably call me a weirdo.
fair.
Right, you North, have you ever had a dog?
My parents have a dog, but I tried to like think what would it name me. I have my mind is hitting like total blank. I have no idea what the dog would call me.
Probably the Finn.
The Finn.
The Finn.
The dude that lets me outside when I need to pee.
What else we got here? None of us are bald, so I don't really want to do that one.
Yeah. Also, it's not really philosophical. They just go all the way back. It's all skin.
Yeah.
No, they just go all the way back. What is that?
Man's got a point. I like the last one. Is victory over yourself a victory or a defeat?
That's tough.
What is? Tell me exactly. What do you consider victory over yourself?
I think I consider victory over yourself something that you overcome that maybe your ego is blocking. So basically, it's victory over your ego. So technically, it's a victory.
So if I'm scared of snakes and I pick up a snake, would you consider that a victory over myself? If I, get the willpower
probably.
to pick one up. Okay.
Why would it be defeat? Oh, you defeated every human instinct and you won the game, or like you lost the game.
No, I was just saying, would that be considered a victory over myself? Like I defeated my inner sphere, so it would be a defeat then.
I guess if you want to get
because I defeated my inner fear.
If you want to get truly philosophical with it, it's a victory over your past self. Your current self is defeating your past inferior self.
So you won?
The current you, who is the one who beat the past you, won. So yeah, you win. I think it's a victory.
Okay. I think I like to defeat myself more than victor myself.
I'm a bigger fan of losing.
I don't like losing.
This one can't be serious. How come women gain 11 pounds from eating 2 pounds of sweets?
Yeah,
that's just a weird one.
I know a fact for that.
Legitimately think that that's how it works. Though.
Yeah,
I know how it works. Because when you eat carbs, the carbs suck in water, so you gain more mass.
Dang.
The carbs
Also,
just suck water out of the air. Is that what you're saying?
No, when you drink water, it
What if you don't drink water?
sustains the water.
Like me, I drink like one glass of water a week.
A week?
A week?
Probably.
I think like I drink bottle of like this a day at least,
Dang.
and that's like a half a gallon.
Most of my liquid is coffee, so
I've had 2 cups of coffee today, and that's all I've had.
Now that we're talking what we ate today, I've had chocolate pudding, 2 pieces of bread, and a packet of chocolate ice cream.
That works.
I don't think that's any better than Trevor.
I've had 2 cups of coffee, a bag of pork rinds. That's it.
I had a breakfast burrito with some tots, and then a roast beef.
From
Burritos are the
Arby's?
best.
It was from Arby's. I was gonna get the sliders, the little sandwiches, because I had a breakfast burrito and tots for breakfast. So I was like, I'm not really feeling too much. And then my coworker comes back and he's like, hey, they don't sell sliders anymore, so I got you a large food. I'm like, dude, this is so much. I did not finish it. But it was from Arby's. There's not a whole lot of actual philosophical things in this. Some of it's just like common sense and then science.
I like this one. I mean, it was like a what website is this? Bright?
Bright? Yeah.
Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
I just picked the first one that I found. I'm gonna be honest with you. I want to do this one and then we can move on. What if our whole lives are predetermined by the picture that used to be on our locker in kindergarten, And I'm gonna be very lenient because, like me, I didn't have a fucking locker till I was in like 10th grade. So, just any point in time in high school, something that like really you identified yourself with.
Man,
So in high school, I was, like I said, I'm gonna be very vague. Like, not, it doesn't have to be a picture or in your locker kind of thing. So just kind of whatever. There was a band that I like loved in high school, and they were called Dead Sea, and it's just like the slowest rock music that you can fucking listen to. Like the guitar just is like, and then like, so I mean it's really slow, and it's actually Cher's son is the lead singer, but so I listened to that. I had a cassette player in my car at the time because I didn't have a CD player, and I recorded this album on cassette, and I listened to it for 2 years straight. It's the only cassette I had, and I didn't feel like changing it or buying anything. So I listened to this one album for 2 years straight. Every day I got in the car on the way to school and on the way back. And the point is, this band was like, they would wear makeup and like wear like weird suits and shit. So I did that in high school, and I would be doing that now. I'd be wearing like, I didn't wear like makeup too much, but I did like dress weird and, you know, had like spike hair and all kinds of crazy shit. But I would be doing that shit nowadays, like wearing chokers and bracelets up to here and whatnot.
why not? Why don't you? I mean, it's you're regularly shaved down to a porn stash, dude. I feel like you should just go for it.
Well, I have some plans for some streams that I'm going to be doing some stuff, but the question is, like, it would predetermine our whole lives. So I couldn't imagine being like every single day dressing up like a goth kid and becoming 45 and just being this guy wearing Jinko jeans or whatever.
Jinko jeans. Oh, I almost bought Jinko khakis for work. They were expensive, so I didn't.
I want to get a pair of Jinko jeans or something.
What
similar.
are they? I never heard Jinko jeans.
They're
You want to bring it up on just show everybody?
Yeah, let's see if I can.
They're I think they were called like pipe pants or something like that. They're just giant pants. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've seen those. I think I saw like a picture online.
Trip
and
pants.
I show it to Sully, and he was like, I asked him like, did you wear these back in the day? And he was like, hell yeah, I had like 15 pairs.
Something like that.
yeah.
No, we never had those because those were expensive, and I grew up poor, so those were nowhere. Like, we didn't even buy them secondhand. We were too broke for anything related to Jinko.
See, when I was in high school, I lived with my grandparents, and you know, as grandparents traditionally are in the South, they're very conservative. And although I will say my grandmother ended up being pretty cool, so I would actually wear like my Wrangler jeans out the door, and I'd have my Jinko jeans in my backpack, and like I'd get on the bus and I'd like change pants real fast and like wear my Jinko jeans to school.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I can see myself wearing that because I'm not a huge jeans guy, because I feel like they restrict my legs.
I definitely see you as a skinny jeans guy.
No, I can't. I fucking hate those things. No, I've tried them. I fucking hate them.
I need you to dress up like the guy on the far left with the pompadour and everything, North. That's what I need.
Yeah, I could do that. I could do that.
In the bowling shirt, yeah. For sure.
I would say out of these four people, I would probably be more aligned with the second guy to the left.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Third guy's two skater, and the fourth one's a chick. So
yeah. I wore chick pants in high school too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Look at those. Like, oh my God, they're so big.
They're
like,
so big. I'm assuming the heels were completely ate out on your Jinkos. Like they were just
Yeah, yeah.
completely busted.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I would
like I think everyone, the back of their pants, everyone that had them was just muddy and shredded.
yeah. Like I would always try to get some that, because at first I don't know how they came about, but at first you could not find a pair that was the right length. Like they were all, like you said, they'd always just be dragging the ground and shit. So you'd have to find. You see the guy that's like third from the farthest right guy. Like his is perfect. They're just like hovering the ground. The guy,
But the dude,
the khaki
the
guy,
bowling
his is
shirt.
dragging. Like that's the ones you don't want. You want the ones that are perfectly hovering.
perfectly hovering, exactly.
Yeah.
You want it to look like it's touching the ground without touching the ground.
Yeah,
that's what you want.
So I did my best to find ones that were like that, but I also wore shoes that helped me, because my shoes that I wore a lot had like that thick soles on them. So that gave me like 2 or 3 inches of height. So yeah,
I don't want to sound sappy, but I think what I did in kindergarten did influence the rest of my life. I've been a nerd from birth. So I don't really like, I mean, I had like Pokemon stuff as soon as they came out. I remember playing like Dragon Warrior monsters in the yard at an elementary school. I smuggled Yu-Gi-Oh cards through middle school whenever there was a big ban on it. I even had my mom make friends with people there so that I could she would just let me take my Yu-Gi-Oh cards through school. In high school, I started going to LAN parties. I even started taking D&D books to school so that I could read it in my downtime, so that I could learn the rules and learn how to play. So yeah, I think it did. I think that the picture I had in kindergarten did end up pursuing the rest of my life. So
yeah, I can definitely see that happening for myself too. Like I was playing games back in kindergarten and doing all the stuff that I do now, just play games.
Yeah. I was always just into, like video games and stuff, but like honestly, like when it came to like how I portrayed myself to everyone, like I never showed like my nerd side, my video game side and stuff. So like, I didn't have like, I focused more on music in high school and things like that. So I never was like, I had Nintendo Power at home, but I never like brought my Nintendo Power to school and was like, check this out, guys. But yeah, Skittles wanted us to show these pants. This is actually more like the style of pants I would wear instead of the Jinkos. I'd wear stuff like this more.
Yeah, I could wear those.
Hot Topic pants.
Yeah, Hot Topic. That Hot Topic came to the mall, and I was like, oh my god, this is the best store ever.
I actually bought a lot from there too, because I did wear of course nerd shirts. So I've been wearing nerd shirts for forever too, graphic tees, and for a long time, Hot Topic was the only place to get them. They were like $25. So I got like one shirt from Hot Topic a year because they were so expensive for us. We would go shopping in the fall for new clothes, and I got to pick out one shirt from Hot Topic.
Yeah,
pretty badass.
I remember like when Hot Topic showed up to our mall. Like I had just started to like get into the heavy metal music and stuff, and like right before Hot Topic kind of showed up, and I had this one dude, he transferred to our school, he was just fully gothed out, and I was like, I want to be that guy. And I was like, how'd you get all these clothes and stuff? And he's like, like, oh, I'm from, I don't know, New York or wherever the fuck he was from, and he was just like, you just don't have these clothes here. And then like the next year, fucking Hot Topic showed up, and I was like, holy shit, I can actually be that guy now. So I went in there and bought shit every week.
Nice. The ones I remember seeing all the time, and it's because they're like $50 pants, and I live in a very poor area, so they never sold, but they were the bright red versions of that. They were the bright red pants with the chains that had like the black trim. They look sharp, but they were there for forever because they were like $50 or $60. And that was like early 2000s, $50 or $60. That's a lot of money today. That's probably, I mean, realistically, that's probably $80, $90 for a pair of pants.
Damn.
What about you, North? What'd you wear in high school?
I mostly wear what I have right now. I don't know if you can't see these. I don't know what these are.
A
But
Russian
these are like,
tracksuit.
well, basically, but it's not like college fabric. It's like make this weird sound. I don't know what the hell they're called.
A windbreaker.
These
That's
are
what it
like,
sounds like.
yeah, basically like a windbreaker pants. And these are like the most comfortable pants man can find. Like, if I have to choose something, it's this. I've been wearing these for like since everyone tried to make me wear jeans, and I was like, nah, I want these. Because I still go for like comfort instead of the looks, because I don't give a fuck. And still don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely went for
That's how
looks, but it was not the right looks. We'll say that.
Yeah.
I didn't care either what the looks were. I always wore just blue jeans and anime t-shirts and video game t-shirts, and that was it. And I was proudly a nerd before it was cool to be a nerd, for sure. Because I remember going to a sleepover in like 5th or 6th grade, and I started talking to somebody about Pokemon, and they were like, "Oh, I didn't know you were into Pokemon, dude." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm into Pokemon." And then everybody started talking about Pokemon, and it turns out just everybody was into Pokemon, and they were all too embarrassed to talk about it. Like, what?
Yeah, I got that a lot too. Like, for me, I always hid behind like in a sporty way. I never really talked about games or anything like that, but I would like encounter like what you call like jocks in high school, and I would like find them when they'd be like, "Oh, I want to talk about this and this stuff," and I'm like, "Oh, you play video games or something?" And they're like, "Don't tell anyone, but I fucking love World of Warcraft," or something like that.
Yeah, I didn't get any kind of bullying because I was a lineman for football, and then whenever I quit playing football, I went to a factory where I was basically the forklift whenever it broke down. So there was really no one that wanted to pick on me.
Yeah. I got like slightly picked on. Like, there was no like just straight up bullying, but there was, like, just, I guess, I don't know how you would say it. Like, there would be a guy, you ever had like a friend that just like maybe went a little too far with like jokes and things like that? Like, it was more like things like that. Like, no one actually was just like, pushing me against the wall and shit like that. But, they would be, since I was like the goth kid in school, there were jokes and stuff. But other than that, yeah, no actual bullying. I was also like 100 pounds in high school, so I couldn't really do much with some of the bigger guys.
I've not been 100 pounds since I was in like 5th grade.
When I graduated high school, I was 120 pounds, and then I stayed 120 pounds for a few years until I joined the military. And when I joined the military, I gained 30 pounds. And then when I got out of the military, I gained another 30 pounds. So
I've been always like very small. Like last week I weighed like 125 pounds, and I was like, fuck, that's way too low. So now I'm eating ice cream for breakfast and dinner and before I go to sleep.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It literally, I can't imagine being, like, in my mind, I just couldn't imagine only weighing 130 or 125 pounds.
Yeah, sometimes we have this huge mirror and I just like walk by it and I look like my legs or arm and I'm like, what the hell? Like, how can you be so small? Then I realized that's me. What the hell?
Yeah, I think...
and I don't get it. I don't get why am I so small? Like, I don't like to eat a lot of stuff, but I still do. But I don't go. I don't know. It doesn't stick to me.
My best weight for me was when I was 150. And that's when I was in the military, working out every day and like eating a lot. And but I was in like the best shape and everything, and I was 150. I couldn't I tried to get over 150 and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's hard. Like, even though I don't do a lot of exercising anymore, still it's it's so hard to get
Well,
that
the trick is,
weight
I'll
to
tell you,
stick.
the trick is apparently just don't do anything. Because that's what I did when I got out, and then I gained 35 pounds.
I've tried that. I've been sitting here for like the past week, and then go to restroom, like kitchen, and then get food from the store. And that's all I do.
Yeah.
And still,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. All right. Are you guys ready to see the new step forward in VR?
I
Yeah.
am
All right. This is
the future.
Facebook's newest proof of concept of what VR headsets look like. Yeah, get over here. There we go. Perfect.
It just looks so dumb. Is there a picture from the inside?
Let's scroll through. There's that. And then there's some eyeball science.
Some eyeball science.
And then nothing. So the biggest thing for me, like, Grady, do you have VR headset? I don't remember or not. You do? So
Yeah.
you know what they're like it basically is what this is, which is it has two screens right here and here. So but then the big thing is you're covered complete, so like no light leaks. At least supposedly, you're not supposed to have any light leaks. So I would just think that having this like big open area right here, all there around your face, would just ruin the entire experience. Because it'd be more like, oh, I'm just looking at two really close monitors right in front of my eyeballs, and not VR.
Yeah, and I think it could cause like nausea, because you can like distort the thing you see here and then the surrounding area.
Yeah.
But I think how those would work better would be like augmented reality, but that would mean that there would be like cameras on the lenses, basically, so you could see like areas. I could understand that. And it's kind of weird that Facebook is doing something like this, because they own Oculus Rift. What is this for?
That's a good point.
Yeah, who knows?
I don't really get it either.
It's supposed to be like a new company doing this, or if they're like, paying Oculus to invest time into making this.
But it's only a concept. Remember that.
Oh, true.
So here it says, it's a proof of concept VR headset. But right here I'm looking, it says they're billing it as a pair of augmented reality glasses. So maybe, but a legitimate VR product. So
I don't think you can do both.
Yeah, I mean,
unless it does have little cameras.
Yeah, you could do both. I mean, as long as it has enough cameras and nice cameras and whatnot. Because my Oculus has cameras on the outside, and when I need to see something, I can turn on the cameras, and I get a very like Predator, look of things. Like it's just like heat signatures, but black and white.
That's awesome.
But
that is awesome.
But it just lets me like know if I where I can like trace things out and stuff. But
and that's on the Oculus, you said?
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's not like to be used for anything. It's for when you're setting it up and you want to like figure out what your area of effect
boundaries.
Yeah, where your boundaries are. You can see your room through the Oculus, but like I said, it's like in black and white and very pixelated and stuff. But you just draw out what you want to see, and so it kind of has capabilities of AR.
If they've already been messing with it, then that may be what they're aiming for. I mean, I guess going under the assumption that this is the same, that they're at least employing some of the same team that worked on the Oculus to work on this.
Yeah.
If they've already kind of tinkered with having forward-facing cameras in a small headset like that, I could definitely see that being what they want to do with this, and just crank it up to 11 on the quality on those cameras. But that would get... I can't imagine that being cheap.
I could see this definitely being used for AR, because then if you're using it for AR, then this doesn't matter. It's actually just going to widen your field of view for AR. But for VR, it's the complete opposite of what you want.
Yeah. Because I feel like a big part of it is, like you said, it's closed in, so you only see the world. But now, like, anytime you look off to the side, you're reminded that you're just in your room.
Yeah.
Like, it's just immediately immersion breaking every time you just look over there.
Plus,
yeah,
you're going to have, like I said, the light leaks and stuff, which is going to, kind of fuck everything up. Because I know when I play VR stuff, like, my headset right here on the bridge of my nose, there's like a little gap, and if I look down at all, like, I can just see right out my mask, so it kind of breaks that immersion a little bit. But I also use it when I need to grab something in real life. I'm just like, oh shit, where's just grab it. but that's not too bad, because it's like a tiny little hole right here. But this is going to be, I don't know what, 50% of your field of view from here.
Yeah, because I mean, it's up and down too.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a problem that they might encounter, especially like the screen that they have, and with like all the light pollution coming from the sides. I don't see how that is gonna be a good thing. Like, even you can see like the window there, when the light hits there, it doesn't have to be like major sunshine. Just a little bit hits there at the back of the wall. I can still like see like distortion on the monitor, and it bugs me so much. I hate it. Even though my brightness is at 100%.
Yeah, and I guess from what this eye science is showing us is basically just how they're making it so thin.
Yeah.
But which is kind of weird, because I think if I take my Oculus apart, like if I guess it's still pretty thick.
It is thick.
All this can come off.
Oh.
And then, so it's about this thick from where the lenses are to the front. So, which I mean, is obviously thicker than those glasses, but it looks like they're probably taking like an inch off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be impressed if they can pull it off and make it work well, but I can't imagine something like that being super affordable.
How much would you pay for if they work? Say they work, and when you're walking around, it looks like you're looking at just a pair of normal sunglasses, but there's Godzilla over there or something.
That's tough, because it really just depends on like how fleshed out the software for it is too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically,
So,
you could have like a headphones on it too, on like this whatever this is. Basically, it like sends the vibrations to your ear, so only you could hear it.
Oh, yeah, that's actually a good point.
Like,
like with this setup they got here, are they even considering speakers? Because I didn't read anything about speakers at all.
Yeah, I don't think I did either. I don't know.
Still, again, it's just a concept. Who knows what they will like design, like small curtains on the side. Like, I can't see.
It's going to be basically the same thing as what I got. Yeah, I mean, proof concepts. I mean, take them with a grain of salt. They're going to show this. This is probably just 2 pieces of glass glued to a fucking 3D printed piece of plastic they did. And they're like, here's our proof of concept. And, now we got to figure out how to make it work. So by the time they're done, you're going to be wearing glasses this thick. So,
yeah, that has like a strap that has to hold on and everything. And it's basically just a VR headset at that point.
Yeah, basically.
If it's like an actual good AR thing, as well as having decent VR, like if it's essentially like a Vive or an Oculus, like that level of quality strapped onto your face, as well as like a good AR experience, I could easily see that going for well over $1,000.
Yeah.
I don't even know how AR would work in a way, like, because the game would have to be able to render in real time
Mhm.
and no. Like,
Well, basically, I play from time to time. I play Pokemon Go, and it has this AR option. So basically, you flip the camera open, and you like look around, and the camera detects like a flat surface, and you can place your Pokemon there.
Yeah.
And then you can like feed it and whatever, and
yeah, I get
basically
that.
it will work like that.
But so when I think of an AR game, I don't think of like Pokemon Go where you're sitting there like just looking at one area. Like what happens in Pokemon Go if you I've never played it, so but can the Pokemon like actually move? Like, say if there's a trash can there, can it jump onto the trash can?
I don't think so. Basically, if I just like put it there and I look away, it's not there anymore.
Yeah,
But then again, when I put my camera again there, it's there.
Okay, yeah. So basically, they're just taking a picture and then placing a thing there, right? But for an AR game to work, it would have to render like, if I was here looking at my desk and say I wanted to play a Mario game, I would have Mario running across my desk, jumping on my mouse, running across my keyboard, jumping over my phone onto my PlayStation. It'd have to be able to render things that are there in real time.
Wasn't there a game at E3, maybe last year or year before? I feel like it was maybe 2 years ago. That was something like that. There was like a squirrel or something like that would actually. I remember the preview had it like running on the shelf or something. I wish I could remember what it was. AR game squirrel. Dang it.
Damn, AR squirrel didn't show anything.
I feel like there was something advertised not that long ago, and I cannot even remember what system it was on.
But it definitely seems like a lot of companies are going for a similar type of thing. It says in the piece you sent that Apple has been reportedly working on something like this for years, and Google bought, like last month, they bought a AR glasses company called North. So Google is probably trying to do something similar.
Yeah.
They would be priced around $600.
That's not
The
bad.
North focals.
Yeah, I'd pay $600 if it worked.
So basically, it's like normal glasses, but you would get like text message, and it would appear somewhere in the glass, like
so. This is just Google Glass.
But maybe hopefully better.
Google Glass was a very big success. In case you guys didn't know.
I'll send the link, like you can see it in there.
Let's see. Let's look at this.
I feel like this is an episode of Black Mirror, though. They're going to hypnotize me or something. Brainwash me. It has a little remote that I've got to wear as a ring.
Imagine like you're on the phone and you're like talking on stuff like, yeah, I gotta get the toilet paper and stuff like that, and on the glasses it will pop like, hello, this is Google. I heard you're looking for toilet paper. Nearest store is 50 meters that way.
Hell, my phone almost
the price
does that.
is stuff like that. Like you would get ads on your glasses. Like how fucked up is that?
Yeah, I could see just companies taking advantage of that, and like you having to pay a membership to use them or something, and if you don't, you just get ads ran across your face constantly. Yeah, I guess you get a little button so you can click. I guess, I don't know.
I need it up here though, so that I feel like I'm from the future, so I can just go and then it's. But instead, I just press this. I might as well use my phone.
Just tape it to your ear.
Yeah.
But imagine what you can do with like high tech glasses. You can have like that AR thing. You could have like Bluetooth device on your glasses on the frame. Like you could do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, well,
that could be interesting.
I don't know how far away we are from AR. I know VR. When did VR get introduced? It wasn't long ago. Like what? Like 5 years ago?
10 years ago.
10 years ago?
Yeah,
Let's see. First,
when was I think the first the Oculus Kickstarter, which is what I would probably call the start.
Yeah, I would consider Oculus.
I think it was like 2013 or earlier.
first Oculus 2012.
Not far off.
So 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And still, I think that VR is something that is not accessible for everyone, at least in my opinion, because it costs so damn much.
Man, have you not played the goddamn Quest? Oculus Quest, you don't even need a computer.
Yeah, but how much is it? Like $1,000?
No, like $400, $600.
That's not too bad. It's definitely gotten more affordable.
Yeah.
But the it's all the older ones. I mean, like a newer the Vive Pro or whatever, and even that's a couple years old now. It was like $1,200 just for the headset. It didn't come with the bays. It didn't come with control. It was just the headset. It was $1,200.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know. I think the way I look at it, which one was the new one? The Index or Vive?
Yeah, the Index.
Index. So the Index, I think, is like $1,000 right now. And the way I look at that is, that's for the people that love VR and they know they want, like, it's their thing. VR is their thing, and you're going to spend $1,000 and you're glad to pay that. Same thing with, like, a gaming PC. You could make a game PC for $500, but if you are a true gamer, then you're going to put at least, a couple grand in your PC. So, but, my point is, I think the Oculus for $400, which is what I think I paid $500 for mine. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I think that's perfectly fine. A good price for it. I mean, a PS4, PS5 is going to be $500. It's basically its own kind of system in a way, because it's a completely different experience than playing a regular PC game.
But you need PC and the Oculus, except the Quest one, right?
Yeah, maybe.
So it'd be like, it'd be the same thing. Like, if I had my PC, I guess if you want to get started in VR, you would probably want to do the Quest, just to see if it's something you want to do. And you could say, yeah, that's a big investment for something that I maybe want to do, but so is a PS5, $500 or $600 or whatever. So
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
Well, and the nice thing about the Oculus or VR headsets as a whole is, like, and I think we're at that point now, which I feel kind of silly for buying one before, but like we're at the point that, like, the Index and the Vive 2 and stuff, they have made, like, advancements to make those things super nice, but they're not doing any of the processing. So, like, you could just buy an Index and it might last you a few computers. I mean, we don't know, like, what the limit on what the kind of graphics they can output, because, I mean, as far as I know, they're just displays. So they don't really have to have any power behind them. So, like, a $500 investment in an Oculus might last you 2 or 3 PCs.
Yeah,
so something to think about there as well. It can be, I should say, a more long-term investment than like your PC or things like that.
Yeah, I think the Quest is, I don't have the Quest. I have the Rift, and like or the Rift S, and like the Quest is really good just for, I think that would sell to a lot of people because the graphics aren't as great on that one, but it is, like how Grady just said, it's the PC and the Rift all in one thing, which is why the graphics aren't as great. But the one I have, the Rift S, it what I loved about it is You literally, when you buy it, you take it out of the box, plug it into your PC, install the software, and you're good to go. You don't have to nail shit up to the walls and have all these sensors everywhere or do all this shit, which, like, honestly, that's one reason I didn't buy any other ones, because I was like, I don't want to fucking have all this shit up on tripods if I can't nail it into the wall. Because if you can't put it, if you don't say you're like renting a home and you don't want to put holes all in the walls, you have to set your sensors on tripods in the corners of your room, and that takes up a lot of room. So
yeah, that's what I had to do whenever I had my Vive set up.
The Rift S, everything is in the headset. All the sensors are in the headset, and what it does when you're wearing it, the cameras are actually tracking the room, kind of like we were talking about the AR thing. Like, it tracks like contrasting points, so it'll be like, oh, the black monitor is over here contrasting against the white wall, and then this is over here and whatnot. So it kind of tells where things are by doing that, instead of having the sensors on the walls telling the headset what to do.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like a better alternative.
Yeah, but I don't think they're overpriced. I think like the Index, it may be overpriced. I haven't actually used one. I can see someone not want to spend $1,000 or more on a headset, but $400 to $500, $600, I think they're worth it.
And what's nice about the Index, though, is that you can piece it out. So, like, if I just wanted the headset, the Index is actually compatible with Vive controllers and base stations. So I could just buy the headset. If I just wanted the controllers, because the controllers are sick, and I do want the controllers. As soon as I get to a point where I can play VR again, I'm definitely buying them. But, I mean, you can just buy the controllers. And I can use those controllers with my Vive headset. So the Index is super nice. I'll definitely be getting the controllers whenever I can get my stuff set up.
See, North, you're wrong.
You proved me wrong.
If you go from zero, it is a hefty investment. If you're going from like nothing to wanting to jump in, it is a hefty investment. Thankfully, you can make relatively cheap VR gaming PCs, but you know, if you're going for a cheap gaming PC and you're wanting to do VR, it's still going to end up costing you like $1,200, and that still may not be, you know, what some people have to spend. Where
then you also have a gaming PC at the same time that you can update whenever.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's definitely tough. Like, do I want to go with this niche platform on VR and maybe not even like it, or do I want to just go ahead and spend $1,200 on the gaming PC? So I think if you're coming at it from someone that's going from zero to wanting to jump into it, I think it is still a pretty hefty investment.
Yeah, and I don't see them selling that many VR headsets, especially end of the year, because of the new consoles coming out. Because when you put like the new Xbox or PS versus like a VR headset, who you think they're gonna buy?
I actually saw something the other day, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but they were saying right now is when VR is gonna spike in sales, because
possibly
they're like, what the fuck was it? I can't remember. They were saying that like they're going to do something with VR headsets, like merge them with some other form of entertainment. I can't remember. Honestly, I can't remember for the life of me what it was. But they were saying like because of this merge that they're about to do, it's going to basically boost the sales of VR, because people are going to want VR for this other secondary effect from it.
Is it movies?
I don't think it was movies. I don't remember. It was like a month ago I saw this.
Because I could see them with like the whole recently. I don't know if you guys know about the Universal like AMC debacle that's been going on. The theaters feuding with producers, but you know, you can't really go to the theaters right now. So I would think that because there's even in the Vive program, there's actually like a way you can just hang out with other people, and you can just go sit in a movie theater in that.
I've
Like
done that,
I was actually, yeah.
but no movie was playing. It was just a bunch of weirdos just sitting in a theater with nothing playing.
Oh well, whenever I did it, it's actually just a scene for your monitor. So it's just your monitor up on the movie screen. So I got another buddy and he just sat in a chair beside me and we just watched 300 like on Netflix. I just pulled it up and we just sat there and watched it.
I guess I went to because it wasn't my like theater, it was someone else's, that I was like, oh, well, let me try this, thing out. And I guess it was just some dude that had nothing playing because it was just a black screen and people just sitting there talking and being silent.
Yeah.
But speaking of movies, we watched wait, I had the thing pulled up, but it went away. I have to pull it up again. We watched the greatest YouTube miniseries of all time, which was, what was it called again? I already forgot. Oh, it was Attaway General. Yeah. So we didn't watch the whole thing. We just watched yeah, this works. Boom. Perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. So we watched the first 3 episodes of Attaway General. And if you don't know what Attaway General is the newest YouTube miniseries starring, well, before I say starring, it's like Grey's Anatomy. So it's supposed to be like, these like doctors that are helping people and whatnot. But instead of there being actors and actresses, it's TikTok. What would they call them?
Personalities.
They have like a name, don't they?
Influencers?
No, they have a name. What's the name that for people that are famous for no reason on TikTok? Influencers.
Yeah.
TikTok influencers.
Influencers.
Content creators.
Yeah,
So-
content creators.
Just starring a bunch of
Content.
4 or 5. In fact, I don't know. Is the janitor that we see in this picture here, was he a TikTok guy? I'm assuming probably so.
I had never seen him. Admittedly, I watch a lot of YouTube, so I know more than I probably want to admit. I've never seen that gentleman.
I don't know. I've watched TikTok with the girlfriend upstairs every now and then, and like I enjoy 1 out of every 20 videos. And well, for one thing, I only get like 2 out of every 20 videos for one thing. But I've never seen these people. Don't know anything about them. I know that the main 4 are TikTok people. I don't know if anyone else in the show is TikTok related or not. But anyways, what do we think about this show?
It's a cinematic masterpiece that will honestly last for the ages as what not to do. Because you can be a masterpiece and still be bad. It is everything you shouldn't do in a show. But it's so bad that I honestly want to watch more of it. I was a little disappointed we didn't watch episode 4 the other night. It's just so bad that I had to see more. I wanted to know how bad it got.
Yeah, I definitely treat it like you would like The Room. Just, a bad movie that's so bad that you can watch it once on your own, but you really need to watch it with friends. Yeah. Which is why I had you guys come in and watch it with me, because I really don't want to watch this by myself. But yeah, it's so bad that it's good in that way, in that sense. And I think it's funny, like, was there any good actors or actresses in your opinion? Like truly? I'm trying to think of any.
The
dad character was okay.
The dad was
doctor?
actually the doctor. There was a few scenes where he was interacting with people, and I was like, you know what? He seems like an actual person and not a lizard in a person's skin.
Okay. Yeah. I think I don't remember because he only had like 2 scenes where he said a few things. I don't really remember him too much. I did think the little kid that was like 5. Remember he wouldn't eat.
Oh yeah.
He was a way better actor than any of the TikTok influencers were. Based off of the main four, there's four, right?
Yeah.
There's the three chicks and the bad boy.
The bad boy. He's the worst. I think the bad boy is the worst, for the record.
I think it's really hard between him and the girl that's pictured right now. She's pretty bad too.
Well, she's at least smiling, so she can convey an emotion.
He's a bad boy.
That's true. You got me there.
I would say, I guess she's a better actress because you can actually understand her. I feel like the guy, the boy, like, he says a lot of weird shit. Or not weird shit, but like the way he talks. One thing that stuck out to me was when the episode with the bully, which I don't know how this happens, but somehow the 85-pound kid is bullying the 300-pound kid. Just, you know, and I can understand bullying by like taunting, but he's like physically bullying him, which just
he broke his jaw. Yeah. That's what happened.
Yeah. But
had to wire his jaw shut.
But when the bully went in there to fight him some more, and he's like, you know, like, I'm gonna whoop your ass or whatever, like, the bad boy delivered a line. I don't know if you guys caught it or not, but he said, "You're gonna have to go through me," or he said something to that line. But the way he said it, he was like, "Go me," like that's how he said it. And I was like, what? I was like, did they keep that in? And like, I just think that like the editors and the people that are making the show, they're just collecting a paycheck. They don't give a fuck. Because
that's this whole thing. I think this whole thing is that because there is no story to this. I think the only overarching plot is that they work in a hospital. These two can't stay out of the shed, and I don't know why they call the supply closet the shed.
Yeah.
And she doesn't get along with her dad. Those are the only three plots that I think are in the show. And then the girl and the bus guy.
Yeah.
The guy that got hit.
Yeah, the girl that's pictured, I think 95% of her scenes take place in the shed, which is just the janitor's closet, I guess.
With like, that dude in the picture.
Yeah, with that guy. And he's basically about to, I don't know what, like, he says a lot of, like, if that was real life, he would be arrested for like sexual assault on the first day. Because he does some pretty creepy stuff.
Yeah, what I think this show is, it's more like a love letter for like TikTokers, because even though the comments are filled like, oh, bad acting, the script is total shit, like who made this, like there's so many spots where the show could be better, but the reviews overall are like surprisingly good. They had like 250,000 likes and like 5,000 dislikes or something like that. Like still people enjoy it. There has to be some people who actually enjoy watching that.
I think it's obviously,
it's not for us. It's not for us.
I think that it's obviously made for, 10-year-olds that think like they think what did I hear the other day? Or I don't know if one of you guys said this or not, but it's like if you asked a 10-year-old what is it like to be a doctor, and then this is what they would think, like, oh, this is how you be a doctor. So
yeah,
it's definitely geared towards kids, I would assume, which is kind of
I can't get over the one where the guy's like sitting there and he's bleeding out and she's just like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, he says, I was hit by a bus or whatever. And she's like, oh my gosh, let me just wrap your arm. And he's still like bleeding and he's all tattered and stuff. And she just grabs wrap and just starts wrapping up gauze and starts wrapping up his dirty, bloody arm.
Yeah.
And she's just like, go wash your hands.
And then, and the best scene was the scene after that with the same two people. And like, he went back to the hospital the next day for some reason. I don't know why, but you apparently have to go back every day for your rest of your life, apparently. But he went back, and they had sutured up his arm, and she told him, "Oh, they did this all fucked up because they wanted you to come back so you'd hate to charge you more." And he's like, "What?" And then she's like, "Well, anyway, how are you doing?" He's like, and he's like all pale and sweaty, and he's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, he goes from like two scenes, like he's perfectly normal showing the arm, and the next scene he's like drenching, sweating, like, oh, I'm not feeling so hot.
Yeah. And she's like, okay, well, wash your hands. And then she just gets up and leaves. And he passes out immediately. But
yeah. And I think at least 2 of those 3 episodes with the girl in the picture, her one scene would be like her leaving the supply closet for some reason, and then the very next scene would be just her going back into the supply closet. Like that's every scene is either her arguing with her dad or coming in and out of the supply closet to mess around with this dude. She's gonna end up with a kid. That's what's gonna happen. This is dangerous business they're having here.
No, don't you remember? She caught him patting another girl on the back.
Oh, right. That's true. He had a conversation with another female, so he's trash. I forgot.
And like they're acting like they're doctors, but they're not doctors. They're like
we should probably talk about
hospital volunteers. They have like a jacket that says volunteer, not a doctor, and still they do like, oh, let me get your stitches off. Like, I know your heart is doing just fine because I just listened to it like 5 seconds and I'm a expert on this.
Yeah,
and she's the pins in the skull or whatever. She's like, oh my gosh, the accuracy on these pins is astounding. You've been here 3 days. How do you know where those pins are supposed to go? Yeah. What are you doing touching that X-ray?
Why does she even have X-rays?
Go home.
And then she paid that woman off to get medical information on someone with a candy bar. Like clearly a illegal. I don't know if it's like a federal law crime.
It is.
Yeah,
so it's HIPAA. Yeah, you can go to jail basically forever.
That woman did a federal crime for a candy bar.
Yeah, that is a huge HIPAA violation.
The woman behind the counter is probably the best actor. She was so happy to receive that candy bar. Don't mind if I do.
Yeah. But
it's real goofy, but I could see people. It's only like 9 episodes. You said? I
think so. I mean, it can't be that many episodes.
I could see people getting together for like a room style viewing party for this thing because it is so bad. It is just nonsensical. There's really no plot. There's no but it's only like 8 minutes an episode or something.
Yeah, it should definitely
the newest episode.
I was gonna say it should definitely become YouTube's The Room, their version of it.
Yeah,
is it free or can you only watch it on Premium or Red?
That's free.
It's free.
Dang, dude.
The newest episode was released 5 hours ago, and it's the 8th episode.
Okay. Oh, so they're slowly releasing it, doing that slow.
We're gonna watch 5 episodes after this, then. Yeah. Is that what I'm hearing?
But yeah. So, would you give this show a thumbs up or a thumbs down? No 5-star rating.
If you're wanting to find something so bad it's good, where you just if you like to nitpick TV, this is the one for you. I'm a nitpicker, so anytime I see like a little bitty thing, I'm like, what? That's not how that works. So I love it. Yeah, I like to do that.
Yeah, if you like nitpicking, this is the show for you.
Yeah, I like to watch like reality TV shows, like on rare occasion, we'll say. But when I watch them, I'm like, that's clearly fake. That's false. That can't be real. You know, and I like pick the things apart instead of like having fun with it, which is what, I like about this show is you get to criticize every scene and, make fun of everything about this show. So
because that should be known. There was literally no good scene. I think every single scene we were talking the entire time because we were all like, that's not how any of this works.
Yeah.
So
I remember
every single scene you're going to tear apart.
The lead volunteer lady, she's like giving a pep talk and she's like, after 6 years, you may become lead volunteer. It's like, oh. She was like, yeah, I came here when I was a teenager and I didn't know I was going to be like it, and I stayed. And I was like, oh, maybe she's a doctor now. And I looked, I was like, oh no, her jacket still says volunteer on it. So long.
She wears it's like a doctor's jacket too, and it looks exactly the same as the other doctors, except just under the title it says teen volunteer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's fun, but it is not good.
What else do we have? Diablo 2? You guys want to talk about that, or?
Yeah,
there's time are we supposed to quit this thing? We started late, so.
We can end it whenever we want. It's our
podcast.
It's our podcast now.
Yeah. So apparently there's like heavy rumors that the Diablo 2 is going to have a remaster because Diablo had the 20th anniversary like some time ago, and they didn't do anything crazy. So possibly there is a remake coming up in the last quarter of this year. Hopefully.
I didn't actually read the article because I'm lazy. Is there any proof or anything, or is it just people suspect, like strongly?
It's mostly just rumors and people suspecting, but they say in the article that the original creator David Brevik said back in February 2018 that it's very hard, it's going to be extremely difficult to remaster the game because how games were made back in the day. Like now, if you go and play Diablo 2, you have like this huge borders on the side because everything was like 800 by 600 instead of like normal, what we call normal now is 16 by 9 monitors. So it's going to be very hard to make that work because I know you can get rid of the borders right now, but you can see on the edge, if you see like an enemy character there, they're basically just like T-posing because they know they're out of screen, so they're not moving or doing anything. So it's going to be difficult to create that authentic Diablo 2 experience again. Hopefully it's not going to burn down like Warcraft 3 remake or remaster.
The only thing that it would make me, and I don't know if this is a legit point or not, but with all the backlash that they had and everything, and then them pushing out Diablo 4, to save face, would they spare resources to go in and just basically revamp Diablo 2, or do you think they would be wanting to put 100% into Diablo 4 right now?
I'm pretty sure Activision Blizzard is a big company. They probably have their separate teams, and hopefully if they're gonna make a remake, they should have like at least some original crew members basically who worked on the original game to make it seem like that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that they have like two separate set of groups that actually work on the games.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, at this point, I don't want it just because I don't want it to end up like the Warcraft 3 remaster, and that it's a fart. But if they did it right, I think that it would be awesome. And I think if they just got clever with like Fog of War and stuff like that could, because I can definitely understand where they're coming from on like the difficulty because of the wide screen, because like a big part of Diablo 2 is not knowing what's ahead. But if you can see like half the map because you got an ultra wide monitor, it removes a lot of like what made Diablo 2 Diablo 2. So I could definitely understand that. But I think they could get clever with some Fog of War type stuff, or, even if it's a remaster, I mean, they could even just like put some kind of banners up on the side, or just like your inventory is columns on the side, because there are games that do that. Like I streamed Hades last week, and I streamed it in 1920 by 1080, and it was just normal. But whenever I got done streaming, I turned it on to ultra wide, and they just filled in the extra space with columns. They'd put some nice looking art, and it was fine. I didn't have anything wrong with that. And I think if you're willing to buy a Diablo 2 remaster, I think you'll probably be fine with that. Or something similar.
Yeah.
But I kind of hope they don't do it, because they've been letting me down a lot lately. And Diablo 2 is still fun.
Yeah, but I think the fact that they, like, the dude addressed the issue is that they're gonna get rid of it. They're gonna like update it to a newer standard, hopefully, because they don't want to let people down.
Yeah.
Like trying to sell it would be basically trying to sell an old game again with like minor tweaks. Like, that just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even if they did come out with a remake for Diablo 2, me personally, I love Diablo 2. I haven't played it in 10 years, but I honestly probably wouldn't even pick it up because I'm not that excited about a remake of Diablo 2.
Yeah,
I would play it, like, if they would make a remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it nowadays. No one knows what it's called.
Yeah, I mean,
something.
Just me personally, I'm just like, oh well, I'll just play Diablo 3. Fuck it.
Yeah, it would have to be. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would probably end up playing it, but I wouldn't be excited about it. Like, it would just be like I'm playing Diablo 2 unless they did something outstanding with it. Unless they just like totally revamped it and made it kind of feel like a new game. I don't see the point in doing it on something like that, because there's not a whole lot you can add to that game without making it feel like a different game.
Yeah.
But I would probably end up playing it, but something like that, I don't know that I would be super excited about it, because that's not the... I don't know. Because I wasn't even that excited about the StarCraft remaster, because it's basically just the game with updated textures. Stuff like that.
Yeah. Like these are the games that, like, Blizzard games are the type of games that don't really benefit from updated graphics, in my opinion. Like,
I agree.
Who cares what the graphics are? If you want to play StarCraft 1, you're going to play StarCraft 1 regardless of how bad the graphics look.
Yeah. Because my dude's this big on the screen. So I don't really care if he looks... I mean, how much better can you make a character model that looks that big look? I mean, yeah, you might be able to you look at him and be like, oh yeah, I can see his belt now. But, I mean, are you really going to notice? Like, does it really matter that you can see his belt now?
Yeah.
Things like with what Demon Souls, like we're seeing that's a big deal, because it's all those enemies that we saw remastered and retextured are like, they're like an event. Like they're massive. You know, you feel like they're imposing. They fill up the whole screen. It's an event whenever you see one of those guys. But it's like, oh, sick. Diablo, he's real red.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just glad that the older Diablo is getting some attention. Like, Diablo has like a special place in my heart, because like it was like one of the first games I've ever bought to myself. I used to collect like berries and then sell the berries, and I remember using the money to get the first Diablo, and it was so scary.
You mean like in
I
real
remember you
life?
telling me that fucking story. You're like, hey, I bought it by collecting berries. I'm like, what?
I did.
That's I don't know.
I was like
That's
7
wholesome.
or
That's
8.
adorable. North,
Yeah, I was like
that's
7 or
adorable.
8 years old.
I feel like what it makes me think of is like, so imagine the movie Old Yeller with the little boy and stuff, but instead of there being a dog, it's just a video game of Diablo 2. And I imagine you like going out and like hunting muskrats and shit, then like selling the pelts and stuff to like, you know, buy your game of Diablo 2.
It's just the battle chest of Diablo
Yeah,
2, like
yeah.
laying in the grass.
Yeah.
You're like, come on, Diablo, let's go, buddy.
And at the end, you have to put it down.
Oh, it's the first Diablo. Oh, I can't do it anymore. Like they released the second game. I gotta give you away.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
The last thing I wanted to talk about, and can be a quick conversation if it needs to be or whatnot, but games are starting to now do game drops on Twitch. I think that's fairly new. It's new to me. I don't know how they've been doing that for years or some shit. Or is that first game I've heard of doing it was
Valorant?
Valorant, yeah.
Yeah, that's the first time I heard of games being dropped on there.
So
I think it's interesting.
Valorant's doing game drop, or they were doing game drops. I don't know if they still are. I know I play Hunt Showdown. Hunt Showdown does game drops. They don't give out the game though. They give out skins and shit like that. Cosmetic items. And then what's the new game called? Hyperscape? Hyperscape. And you can talk about that if you want to as well. I haven't played it yet though. Hyperscape did what Valorant did and basically made you watch streamers to get the game. Which, by the way, Gradigy got the game watching a streamer like what, 10 minutes after watching them?
Maybe 20.
Yeah,
20 or so. It wasn't very long at all.
So, and then Tom, who came in an hour later into the chat, he got a drop like pretty quick, like 10-20 minutes again. He said he had like 7 streams open. Turns out he couldn't play it anyway because he's in Finland, and they just don't want the Finnish to play it. I had streams open for 3 to 4 hours. Didn't get a drop. And then I was like, well, fuck it. I'm not worried about the game. So I exited all the games or all the streams. Woke up the next morning. They gave it to me at 6 a.m. in the morning when I wasn't watching any streams or anything. So I don't know how that works. Like,
yeah,
they must have just had like a delay that's known to have at least on like drops with Tarkov.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has to be some kind of delay because the same thing happened to me whenever I got Valorant. Like I hadn't watched a Valorant stream in like a week, and then I randomly got the game.
I'm wondering if like, well, that wouldn't make sense. Never mind, I'm not gonna even say that. It wouldn't make sense. But yeah, so do you think game drops are a good idea or bad idea or just neutral idea? Don't care either way.
I think it could be better, but I think it is a good idea. I think it would be really cool if it prioritized smaller streams, like we were talking about the other night where we were trying to decide whether or not you had a better or worse chance on the smaller or bigger stream. Mm-hmm. I think that if you had the same amount of drops per stream, no matter how many people were watching, I think that would be a great idea because it would actually push people to watch smaller streamers. So it would both benefit them because they're getting free advertisement, but they're also advertising smaller streamers. Like they're giving away this game and getting their name out there as with Hyperscape, but they're also helping bring forward smaller content creators to new viewers that otherwise may not even know they exist.
Yeah. I think you hit on like, I don't like it. And I think that is my, like you hit on the nail on the head for me. Like Twitch doesn't give a shit about small streamers at all. They only care about big name streamers. And they're primarily only giving big name streamers the ability to do drops. At least from what I can tell, because I haven't seen any small streamers with it. Maybe you could, maybe they are out there. I don't know, but from what I've seen, only the most popular streamers have drops, and like you said, it. If I had my best friend playing the game, and I wanted to watch him play, well, I'm incentivized not to watch him play. I got to go watch this other guy that I don't care about.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you're affiliated you can apply to get the drops, but it doesn't like
it doesn't mean you're gonna get
guarantee that people are gonna come watch you because you're somewhere down in the bottom. But I think it's a brilliant idea. It gets people, basically forces people to come to Twitch. Like once they're like in there, they have to like create an account and stuff like that. They get viewers. Maybe they go back watching something else later on if they like the content. The game gets a huge bump in like advertising. It's basically it's free. I don't know what kind of deal they have with Twitch, but I feel like because it benefits both of them. So I don't see any reason why they would have to pay Twitch money to do the drop.
I think that it benefits the companies a lot, but it benefits the streamers that have the drops a lot, and it, like you said, it does benefit the people that's viewing. Not a lot, but for whatever they're getting the game or their items or whatever. But I think that for just for the small streamers, it's basically shitting on them. So I'm like, I rather fight for the small streamer than the company.
But the thing is, like, if you really want to watch a small streamer, even if they have like the drop, you have to make the decision to go look for that instead of going to the top one, because the people who don't really care who they watch, they just go for the top one because like I don't want to scroll down and just find a person that I might like. I want to use this because people like it, apparently. And
that's why I wish they would change it, because I do think it is a good idea. I just think it could be better. Because if they gave you an incentive, so like if say 5 people every hour get a drop, or five people every just random increment, because they're not going to let you know when it happens. But if you're in a channel that has, like the first one I went to was that guy named Thor, and he had 3,500 people in his channel. That's only 5 people, so you have, a fraction of a % chance to get a game. But if they put that same amount on a streamer that was like our size, if we had drops enabled right now, everybody in the stream would get it. It would super incentivize people to scroll down. I think that it could be awesome if they did something similar to that. But that's probably what they don't want.
Yeah.
They probably don't want people to go to those smaller streamers.
No, they don't. They want them to go to the big ones because they make more money. But
and they want
Go ahead.
Yeah, they want to like have the big ones there because they know they actually create content that people come to watch over and over again. So when a new person comes in because they heard that, oh, I'm gonna get this game from here, like I just gotta sign in here. Oh, he has drops on. He goes there, and it's the first one with the most viewers, of course. Mm-hmm. And like Twitch knows that this guy makes good content, consistently.
That doesn't necessarily mean that.
Well, he knows what he's doing, basically.
Yeah.
Nah, that doesn't necessarily mean that either.
You don't think
I get
that?
what you're saying, yeah.
But I've seen some top tier streamers that are garbage. We'll say.
Yeah, but people watch them. Why do they watch them? There has to be a reason why people watch them.
I don't know why they watch them. Could be any reason.
Any number of reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, North, but it's they want people to watch streams that have a higher production value. They don't want to like walk in on some sweaty nerd in his cluttered room cussing at his TV or at his monitor because he's losing at Hyperscape. They don't want people to see that side of Twitch, and they do want people to see the people at the top because those are the more advertiser friendly typically.
Yeah. See, this is my solution for it. Anyone that applies for drops or to be able to, enable drops gets it. And then the shitty streamers aren't going to have people watch them because they can go watch someone else and get the drops. And that doesn't give certain people a automatic benefit to be watched over anyone else. Because like they're doing what's the word? Doing specialty treatment for certain people. And basically saying fuck everyone else.
Yeah.
And that may be
Yeah,
good.
but-
That may be a good business decision on their part for them to make more money. But morally, that's a shitty thing to do.
Yeah, but they don't. I mean, there's no room in business for morals, Trevor.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, it's like I understand that, you know, business, you got to be a dickhead sometimes and do shitty things to make money. I mean, that's how every business makes money. But I think that doesn't make it right, I guess, is the thing.
The more I think about it, the more you would think that they would actually aim for like mid-tier streamers, like the people with like 50 to say 1,000 subs. And 1,000's a lot, but I mean, for people like whenever you get to like, I was about to say Dr. Disrespect. Can't use him as an example anymore. Whenever you get to the higher tier streamers, 1,000 isn't that much. I mean, some of these guys make 1,000 in a day, get 1,000 subs in a day or something. But those people also get better sub rates with Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So like after they hit a certain spot, they can actually negotiate how that sub is split. So you would think that they would prioritize those people with a good amount of subs, but not so many subs that they have a bargaining chip. Because that's the people that I feel like they would want to get more subs, because they get on our size streamers, they get the 50-50 split. So you would think that that's what they would want. Maybe I should work for Twitch. Maybe I'm a businessman and I didn't even know. But that's also, I mean, maybe I'm just biased because that just goes in line with what I would prefer they did with drops. I would much prefer they advertise for small to mid-tier streamers, just so more people get things. I almost wish it just didn't, like there was a cutoff point. Like if you have over 1,000 subs or something, then you just can't get it because your channel's not really going to benefit as much proportionally as a channel like any of ours are. Like if that guy that I was watching that had 3,000 viewers has 2,000 subs, if he gets 50 subs in a day, that's not as big a deal as like, I mean, if I gain 5 subs in a day, I'm probably just gonna break down. But you know, the people that are our size, if it takes a lot less for us to be more appreciative towards Twitch for letting us do that.
Guess what, Gradigi? Fuck you, because you don't have drops enabled.
I can't. I don't have drops. Actually, I don't know if I can. I haven't applied. Also, I don't play battle royales. But I can talk about it whenever we're done.
Now that we're talking about drops and you didn't know like how long they've been around, I know Overwatch has been doing basically like some sort of drops for at least a year.
Mm-hmm.
Like they had some like skin or loot box drops. But the game dropping thing is a new thing in my opinion, I think. And it's definitely a good way to advertise your game. It gets a lot of people on the site. It promotes the streamers that play the game. So it's also incentivizing that
Streamers they choose.
the streamers play the game. It's good for everyone, I think. People get a free game.
Except for the small streamers.
Except for the small streamers.
I'm curious
which is 99% of the streamers.
It's almost a bad thing for small streamers.
It definitely is a bad thing for small streamers. That's my whole argument.
I mean, it's like it's not just not helping them; it's actively hurting them.
I think it's a trickle down effect. Basically, when more people come to the site, there's more people that will find smaller streamers. So eventually, they will get what they deserve.
You know what Reagan called trickle down economics? He called it voodoo economics. He called it voodoo economics because it doesn't work.
Well, think about it. Like, there's only set amount of people like are watching like Mixer, for instance. So you can only have like the certain top amount of people there, and the rest just like trickle down. I know that even though like viewership in Twitch has gone up, I think daily. I don't see like Summit or any of these huge streamers getting a lot more viewers. It's like they get maybe 10 average viewers in a month. No.
Yeah. I don't know.
But they still like trickle down.
Yeah, I mean, it is good to. I think it absolutely does work that way to an extent that it brings people into the site so they stick around, hopefully. But I don't know how. I'd be curious the percentage of people that, and I don't know how you would be able to tell. Obviously, I guess you could just check when they. But anyway, I'm curious how many people make an account just to get drops and then don't use the platform. I would be curious to see what that number is, because I bet it's a pretty significant number. Because I mean, think about how many websites you've probably signed up for just to get something for free, and then never went to that website again, like some kind of coupon or a special deal or something like that.
Imagine how big is like Amazon is. Like, most of the people probably have an Amazon account, so they just have to link their Amazon into like Twitch, and they're in. And at least they know that something like this exists. And I feel like smaller streamers still benefit from being small streamers, because they give something that big streamers can't give, which is basically attention for every single person in the chat. And you can't achieve that if you have 35,000 people in your chat.
Yeah, I mean that's why I don't. Well, like right now, the highest streamer on my follow list is 983. So of all the people that are live right now, my highest one doesn't even break 1,000. Well, I lied. My highest is Games Done Quick, but I don't count that because that's not an actual person, and that's 1.8K. But it's the Mexican runner, and if I went in there, and I've actually, even whenever he's at like these higher numbers during his different marathons and whatnot, he might see you, and he talks to a lot of people. He talks the whole time, even at 1,000. But like you said, at 35,000 and some of those numbers, it's impossible.
Yeah,
I don't even know why people bother to talk in those streams, because it's so much that you can't even have a conversation with another person in chat. You're just spamming emojis and hoping that you have the 1% chance that you wrote something small enough, because even like not the last thing, but the second to last thing Tum said, that's too much. That's too much to read.
Do you have any of you ever spam chat before? Anyone? Okay.
No.
So, like, recently?
A spam chat?
Yeah. And
Like,
I mean, like,
how?
you know, when the chat's like going by like this, and you're just like, Pepe Frog, Pepe Frog, Pepe Frog, Pepe Frog.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, well, I mean, I guess if you do it, I guess I know someone that does it. I was gonna say, I don't even know like anyone that would even consider doing that. Like, what goes through your mind when you're doing that?
It's something about being like, the chat is like a mob. It's like the mob mentality. Someone goes like, "Hey, this is a funny emote," and it fits what's going on in the stream. One dude says it, and the rest are like, "Oh, I relate to this emote. I'm gonna post it too." And then you see like the whole chat going like, "Ah," or something, whatever. It's mob mentality basically.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
I guess I can kind of understand. Say, you know, I'm a streamer and I have an emote for when I say a word or something, and I say that word and then people start spamming something, or I fall and bust my ass and people do a "you bust your ass" meme or whatever.
Yeah.
I've been a part of spamming that way,
I'm
but I
talking
haven't
about
just
yeah, but I'm talking
repeatedly
about like,
typed into a chat.
I'm talking about if you just go to one of these top tier streamers right now and it's just like, you know, that one guy, or it's probably multiple guys, but you know, just say that one guy, he's just posting the same fucking emote 1,000 times over and over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that supposed to be?
Are you trying to have like mob mentality with 8 people? It doesn't work that way.
Tom's got my bag. Skittles
we go.
even, look at that. Now you know 2 people.
Yeah.
Woo! We have a mob.
He's still going. My God. What even is this?
How do you even do it
Love?
that fast?
Well, he's a mod, so he can just bypass. I'm sure he's just
yeah.
got it copied and pasted.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's no timer for mods. They can just type as fast as they want.
But I've never had that mindset to be like, I'm gonna fucking paste this emoji 1,000 times over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah. No, I've definitely hopped on hype trains though, where you're just spamming hype emojis and stuff like that. I definitely get involved in that for sure. But like what Tum just did, absolutely not. That just seems silly.
So yeah, imagine that, but I don't know,
from 1,000
800 people doing it.
Yeah,
that's why people have slow mode on.
So you get to see all of them very slowly.
Emojis only is the funniest restriction that I think Twitch has ever come up with, by the way. Just only allowing emojis in your chat is the pinnacle of I don't want to hear what you have to say.
I think even if you have like 1,000 people, I think you would still benefit from like slow mode, because there are people that type very fast. So it will like restrict them, and you can still like address every single person. Like out of 1,000 people that are watching, there's maybe 100 who are like really involved in the chat, and you can actually like read that if you have the slow mode on.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at that point, like if you're on slow mode so that you can respond to absolutely everybody, you're just not going to be even playing the game.
I know a lot of Tarkov streamers that are very good at reading chat and playing a very intense high FPS game. Yeah.
I know I watch a lot of speedrunners that are pretty good at it, but that's just, I mean, that's muscle memory. That half of them don't even look at the game 90% of the time they're playing.
All right.
Yeah. Do you want to hear about Hyperscape and what I thought of my 2 games that I played?
Oh yeah. I want to play it with you if you are still interested. I don't know if it's that good of a game or not. I guess I'm about to find out.
I mean, yeah, I would be interested in trying with somebody, because I don't know anything about BR games. I'm really bad at them. I've played less than, I can easily say less than 10 BR rounds of any BR game. Like if you Fortnite, PUBG, all of it added together, it's less than 10 rounds. But it just seemed like every other BR game to me. You have a double jump, which was cool. Double jumps are sick. Play Beat Saber. I don't want to play Beat Saber.
Beat Saber. That would be a cool battle royale game. Like if they did it like Tetris.
Yeah, everyone just dances the whole time.
If you got a good combo or whatever, or hit a certain thing, you could like throw more fucking blocks at someone else.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
So it plays like a bog standard. I think it plays probably closer to Fortnite than it does PUBG. Because I feel like in PUBG the guns are a little like the shoot speed, the bullet speed is a lot faster and a lot more realistic. Where the bullet speed in this is way cartoonier. A lot of times you can just straight up see the bullets flying through the air as like a big chunk. So it's definitely kind of graphically and play style, it's closer to Fortnite. You have a bunch of different guns, and they have like spawn points instead of just like being in random places. They have like a little triangle that's on the ground, so you kind of always know where those are, unless those spawn randomly. I've played 2 games, I don't know. And then you've also got power-ups, which I thought was an interesting twist, but I'm sure other BR games have that. But what was cool about the guns and the power-ups, I thought was interesting, is that if you find another copy of that gun or power-up, you can fuse it with your current one, and it'll actually upgrade it into a better version of that. So like a lot of the abilities were just cooldowns, but some of the guns were like more damage or a bigger clip, or being able to hold more clips or things like that. I thought that was a pretty cool add-in, especially because if someone dies, of course they drop all their stuff, and you can just pick up someone else's upgraded gun, or just straight up remove that gun from the map by fusing it with your own to upgrade it.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, there definitely was some cool stuff about it, and it's probably just because I'm not a big fan of BR games that I didn't super enjoy it, but I didn't hate it. I did not enjoy it. I just wasn't like mega involved in it. Another difference is that instead of going to like your limping body or your unconscious body, they have spawn points for you to get revived. So you have to go to one of those spawn points and stand there and wait for one of your teammates to come and res you. So they can't just go over to your body. You can't like crawl behind cover or anything like that. Now there's a bunch of spawn points all over the map, so you can go to a bunch of different ones, like, you know, safer ones. But you still have to kind of go with your team. And I guess the nice part about that is that you are a ghost during that. So if you want to do some recon, you could actually do that.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you're actually running around at full speed. You have, I don't know if you have both your jumps, but you do have a jump. You can still slide. You can still do everything except interact with other players. But you can go and explore and stuff like that. So I guess that's kind of a big tactical difference in that game than the other BRs.
I'm guessing if you're obviously in Discord, you can tell your friends like, "Hey, they're over here." But if you're not in Discord, could you tell or not if you're allowed to, like, you know, talk to people while you're in ghost mode?
Yeah, no one ever did. While you're in ghost mode, I don't know.
Yeah, I was wondering if that
no
was
one
like,
ever.
if that was part of the game that you could do recon, or if that's something you can exploit with Discord or not. But how long does a game last, from what you could tell?
The first game I played was they were both right around, like, I think both matches were right around 10 minutes, and my team actually lasted pretty long. I think I got 9th place, although now that I say that, but I don't know how many places there were. I don't know how many teams there actually were.
Okay.
But I feel like we lasted a really long time, and they were probably between 5 and 10 minutes in that area, so they're pretty quick.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what I like about what I might like about it is just like PUBG, you know, like a game can last like an hour or whatever without hardly seeing anyone.
Oh wow.
But like I just think I might like the fast pacedness of Hyperscape. That's what I like about Apex. It's just this, you know, you can run around, jump around, do a bunch of shit and whatnot. It's not like it's slow at all.
It is definitely more fast paced. Also, I guess because you can do like there's a certain amount of like parkour. So if you're running, you can just hold like space and you'll automatically like parkour over small walls and stuff like that. You have power slides and double jumps. One of the power ups is even like a bouncy ball, so that you just bounce super high.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I saw it.
Yeah, I think, well, it's mostly for travel, but you can slam down on people. And there's also, I think the biggest unique part about the game is that it has Twitch interaction. So Twitch, if you're streaming it, viewers can actually impact the gameplay.
Oh yeah, that's like the biggest thing about it. This was
yeah. So while I was playing it, the power up I saw the most was just like the anti-gravity thing. And I guess that Twitch viewers actually will vote on what power ups and what events they want to happen. But I guess there's like ammo dumps and teleporter events and stuff like that. But the one that I kept seeing was just the anti-grav one.
So what I did see was this game actually does help out streamers in a way, because if you're subscribed to the person that you're watching and it comes time to vote, if you're subscribed to them, your vote counts for triple.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it actually incentivizes, if you're that into it, I guess, that to subscribe to the person you want to watch. That way your vote can mean more.
Yeah. I think with like the events and stuff like that Twitch does, it opens up an interesting level of gameplay. Like one of the cool things I did, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm a badass, is I jumped in the ball and then I jumped as high as I could while the anti-grav was off, and then I deactivated the ball and pulled out my sniper rifle. So I'm slowly floating down from basically the top of the map.
Yeah.
Well, not because BRs go like so high because of the drop mechanic, but I'm super high and I'm just slowly floating down. And I think that things like that could make that game a lot of fun if you get really creative with the different powers, because you can also build, there's walls that you can throw up. They're gigantic walls. They're not at all like Fortnite. So I think like you can get creative with that. Exactly, yeah. but you can actually like put those underneath you, and I've saw people boost themselves up with the walls and things like that. So I think that if you get creative with and if they keep implementing like funner Twitch interaction modes, I think it could be fun.
There was a game that I used to play a little bit called Darwin's Game, and it was a battle royale, and you had like a pickaxe, but it was like a melee battle royale. Like you could shoot bows and whatnot, but it focused on like bow play or Project Darwin. Oh, it's Project Darwin, I guess. Is it? I guess it was.
I think so. That's the one that's like the TV show, right? And there's one character that's the like host.
Yeah. So, basically, from what Twitch can do, the Twitch chat can do in this game, like you had a host of the game that could do what they can do. Like he had the power to basically fuck players over or help players, and the host would usually be streaming on Twitch, and then he's usually like the good ones were treating it like a TV show, and they would go in and they would interview the characters as they're playing and stuff, and be like, oh, where you from, what are you doing, how are you gonna win this, and then if you were like nice or whatever, and then they might be like, all right, I'll help you out here, here's some wood for you, and they drop some wood down for you. Or if you're like, fuck you, go away, they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna drop lava on you. So
yeah, I played 4 or 5 rounds of that at a LAN party, and it is a lot of fun, because the ones that I played were like snow levels, and you could actually track people through the snow. And I thought that was so cool.
Yeah, that game, I actually liked it a lot, but there was no one to play with, like no one wanted to play it with me, so I got tired of playing by myself. And then like a few months ago, they announced that they're shutting it down, the servers down. So it's sad day.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Hopefully down the line they make something else, because I would definitely be interested in it.
All right, well, is that it for you guys?
Yeah, I think I'm good. If you guys...
We made it over 2 hours.
I got this.
Death Nut, is that a super spicy peanut?
It's 5 peanuts, or 5 like groups of peanuts.
Oh, it's the one that Sully got.
Oh, did Sully get this?
Yeah, I think Sully said something about something eating about nuts that has like 5 levels of hotness.
This
he
is
the 4th one.
This is the version 2. This is the new version of it, and it had the last one is 13 million Scoville units.
That's probably fine.
A habanero has like 300,000. So
yeah.
The sucker that I did last time had 9 million. So this is way more than that did, and that sucker was pretty bad. So. But also the sucker, you just had to keep it in your mouth for like 5 minutes, which sucked. This you eat it. So.
Are you about to eat some?
No, not right now. I'm gonna do it on stream at some point. I gotta figure out when.
Okay, I want to be there.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, I'm good.
All right. Me too.
All
right. Everyone, wave or whatever.
Wave and
okay,
smile,
bye. Thanks for
boys.
watching. Check out our channels.
Yeah.